This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 8. I'm going to begin at verse 50. And it reads, "For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee." Right now, the Lord is visiting the earth because of the pride that's being exuded. I was listening to something the brother said in the video. He was talking about how they ain't got no money for this and for that, and but they got money to, for combat. Old saying in the street is, you can't go to war and make money. You can't make money and be at war. But the devil can make the most money when it's times of war, times of crisis. I don't know how true that I heard that from an older brother, or an older nigga, put it like that. At one point in time, I was a nigga, or what you want to say, nigger. I'm making jokes. Anyhow, but yeah, so once you get awakened to, that's weird too. Once you get awakened to the truth, I just saw something. Once you get awakened to the truth, you don't want to, you're supposed to put off the old man. So, now that we calling ourselves followers or disciples of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, Yahweh meaning he is, he exists, or he to be, by Hashem, Baz in, Haz, does Hashem his name, Yahushai meaning he saves or he deliverer, true names of the Most High God and Son, who these people ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ, whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. We try to move contrary to the way we used to live, because everything that we used to, I ain't gonna say everything, but a lot of the ways we used to move in the world were contrary to the way we supposed to really live. We supposed to live for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. I remember the elder speaking about how, even a 2/3 Jake knowing a spirit to keep certain laws. I never was into I grew up well done meat. We ain't supposed to touch that female while she bleeding. Certain stuff you just naturally knew. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, Jake go off in all kind of ways. Again, this is I was telling my children that recently. I was like, my children got a little talent too, which is spiritual. But I'm like, at the end of the day, it's like everything the will of the Lord. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, it made me smile because you see, them do little certain stuff, and then, but at the same time, it's like, but it's all in vanity. I was listening to a brother. He was talking about how they went and attacked the district up in New York, where you can get some name brand authentic type stuff, but it'll be cheaper for however they got it. You know what I mean? New York is a very corrupt ass state. Although they'll do the Gotham City. You can't have a gun. When you go to Batman, Gotham is based on New York. And then you'll figure out how many little Now I was listening to a particular guy from New York. I think it was like Cameron. Somebody from New York said something. One of these, this talking heads. What's that guy, Hassan Campbell? He, and a lot of people do shit for clout. But then sometimes it just be the Lord exposing shit. He was talking about how, I think he said Mace and Cameron got beat up. Which, I'm just, I've been in my drink a little bit, and, something just jumped on my spirit to speak on, because I was just looking at, this got to be the time of the end, with all these different things going on. But he was talking about how Cameron got beat up. He was like, he got beat up. He said somebody else got beat up. But the point was, he was talking about how individuals are getting beat up. But they paint this persona. This devil got the persona of he's righteous, he's pure, when he really a devil, a demon. And his horns are being again in the show, but the witchcraft's so strong, these people can't even see it. And that's why he's about to bring great miseries, because ultimately it's the will and the plan of our Lord and our Savior, the Heavenly Father and our big brother, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. He wanted it to be like this to catch a lot of people off guard. Because only those that the Lord dealing with is going to actually be able to, maneuver through this. And, the scriptures talk about snares. And this devil has been a snare upon these, pretty much all the inhabitants of the earth. That's why the scriptures talk about never trust thine enemy. They got a habit of falling in love with they oppressor. I just saw a trailer for, I guess they remade Running Man. And that's another little indicator to me that this shit over with. A lot of people watch Hunger Games. I've never seen Hunger Games, but when brothers broke it down what it means, I was like, oh, damn, that's deep. And I still didn't get a chance to watch it. But I have watched Running Man. And Running Man was the predecessor to Hunger Games, because it was games that was used, that the elite would use to pretty much, it was like a dystopian society, and to keep the people entertained and docile, they would make people. So yeah, and they remade it, and that show you again, like the scriptures talk about, all the daughters of music should be laid low. That show you these people have no creativity. I see they remade what is it called, The Carpenter's Son with Nicolas Cage, where I guess it's supposed to be a horror movie based on I don't know what that is, but both these movies come out in November. And it's like, it's kind of like, for real, like, I don't know what's going on. I mean, I know what's going on. It's the end of the world. But it's pathetic, it's sad, and it's funny at the same time. So I want everybody to keep that same energy, because I'm going to be laughing. Like, you try not to laugh on camera, or you try not to, but if you laugh, that was a spirit that jumped on you to laugh. Especially if you're a believer, because the Lord said, in your calamity, I'm gonna mock you. I'm gonna laugh at your calamity. What's that? First Proverbs chapter 1. So when you looking stupid, the Lord, that's when you're gonna get laughed at, because you mocked and scoffed. Verse 52. For unto you is paradise opened, unto the elect. The tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded. Build it. You gotta emphasize the it. Build. It's not builded it. It's build it. Build. It's build. Builded it. Build. No, build is build it. A city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. And you're gonna have all that. Like the elders always talk about. We might not know everything on this side. We know what we need to know. We got 100% of the knowledge we need to actually get salvation. But we'll have all knowledge when we get into the kingdom. And the thing is, you don't want to know everything. Like when you take time to think about the little shit we know, I'm seeing videos where they like this is some kind of cow or pig or something like that. But when you look at the shit, they was like, if you hip to the dude Less Barbecue, I was going to do a video on it, but I probably just speak on it. They was like, and it make a lot of sense too. Like the oxtail. Oxtail come from a cow or a bull, right? But the oxtails he got is literally like 3 times the size. They said he's not using actual beef. They said he's using kangaroo meat. And they was going into how the shape of an oxtail is one way. And this nigga charging like $100 for 2 of them. Yeah. That nigga, and I would be surprised. I mean, I saw a video. They went to the Walmart. They went to the grocery store. They like, this is a pig's leg or a cow's leg, and that bitch was shaped like a human's leg. We've seen videos where people eating or the food, and you like, man, that looked like a body part. Yeah. And then you got people still fighting for this place. Verse 53, the root of evil is sealed up from you, because the Lord is going to protect his elect. If you of the elect, they not going to be able to, again, this thing is kind of like terrifying, because, individuals that believe is going to get caught up in the fact of the famine and the plague. But if you are of the elect, the Lord got you. I'm just to the point, I'm trying to like make it to the point where they just like do what the, because the thing is this, when you really see, you ain't got no, like, the Lord did something so cold to me. I said, damn. You know, I was listening to a brother, show you how cold the Lord is. I listened to a brother break down. He said, we did the research and ain't no jobs out here. But then yet still they suggestion or their advice is go get a job. And I know that, you could say something, slip of the tongue out of the heart. But, the thing is, that's how you know the Lord is truly taking care of everybody that he's trying to take care of, preserving who we want to preserve. So everybody ain't got no job. I literally lost like 5 jobs this year. There's only one I fucked up on my own. And I'm like, normally I don't fuck up like that. So it was really weird, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, I think I spoke on this before, and, I'm not dwelling on it is what it is. Like, the Lord got me right now. But that let me know is no point of really trying to, what you need to really stack up on is like your faith, your belief. I saw a brother do a video, what's the difference between belief and faith, when they really pretty much synonymous, Because, when you go into confidence, like confidence and faith is all the same thing. You trusting in something that you don't see. And brothers, if you really, like locked in, not just walking it, but because once you locked in, you know what I mean? I could think of a couple movies, Apostle, which that's more of a scary movie. But the one brother that don't watch movies, he watched that movie, he was like, that was a good ass movie. And it was. It's called Apostle, but it's kind of like a scary movie. But he was locked in. He couldn't get away if he wanted to. Or Game of Thrones with the 3-eyed raven. He was locked in. That's why Bran was in a wheelchair. He couldn't get up out of it if he wanted to. And then that go all back to mythology, like Elysium. I heard brothers recently speaking on Elysium, which basically they got this characteristic. They try to make the Messiah like just a story as opposed to being what's the truth. That's why you got like what they call it, the hero. That's why he died. You know what I mean? He was like a savior. And when you watch a certain amount of movies, you'll see that. 300, Leonidas, you know what I mean? You got the savior. I forgot what exactly it's called, I wanted to be a film at one point in time. But, and I ain't do shit. My dad probably, you disappointment. Well, I pray that, my daddy repented before the end, and as long as the Heavenly Father, Abba Now Yahweh, is pleased. Because you're going to have people about to fall out. I was listening to an elder brother video, and not to start no shit. I know a lot of brothers don't listen to my video, but you got to be careful what you're watching nowadays. You got a lot of people mocking what's going on. Because you got people that make videos for like a living. And I saw a particular brother video that was talking about who he felt sorry for, and I was debating on leaving a comment and whatnot. And like, you got people mocking shit. Like, you got people that sit up to show you how wicked this shit is. You got people that make content all day. They'll actually have you thinking it's a serious situation while they literally, like you got the dudes that go into the hood and play the pranks. You know what I'm saying? Not knowing that literally could turn into something serious. Well, not giving a fuck. Like, that's how simple these people is. But I saw a video and that chick made content. Now, I forgot who just did a video about somebody making mockery of it. The Lord gonna come visit her. I've seen all kind of videos with her on there. I've seen videos with her getting locked in the store. She probably know them people. You know what I'm saying? She probably really showed her ass in there, but whoever was filming it probably knew her. That's what I'm saying. That looked like a real, benefits office or whatnot. You seen the security and everything. The security to know what to really do. He's seeing the camera going. But what I'm saying is you got people that's willing to risk their lives, safety, freedom, all that over content. And like I said, she been on the internet for a minute. And at first I wasn't even going to say nothing about it. But at the same time, that's just the spirit. Spirit like, reveal that. Because again, it's a lot of this. That just go back to all the deception going on. Just like, again, this is different. They remaking The Running Man at a time like this. Just like the brother did the video about the Pope getting the pale horse, which we know what the pale horse represents in the book of Revelation chapter 6. A lot of people about to die. But If you are the hopeful elect, you don't have to worry about that. And as many times I read this chapter, I don't even know if I read this whole chapter. You know, I know a lot of the prophecies, but the elder said a prophet got to know all the prophecies. And I watched the elders and certain elder brothers do a video, and ain't did it in a long time. You know, I watched the head of my camp. He would be like, when he go break down a lesson, he'll refresh it. You know what I mean? That's why the elders always say constantly be in his word. That's why the scriptures talk about having this truth within you. That's the spirit, because it just, you know, that's the train. It's going to be a dreary, rainy, you know, sad ass day, because a lot of people are suffering. But that's the will of the Lord as well, because these people refuse to, you know, repent. You know, again, I'm going to try to, you know, I remember the elders and certain brothers, you know, everybody got their portion, you know what I mean? Everybody got their talent. Just because you ain't got all of it, you know, I never considered I might not be a prophet. I've done so much prophesying, but at the end of the day, we ain't what we want to be. We are what the Lord made us. You know what I'm saying? I just hope to actually get in the kingdom. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like this, you know what I mean? Because again, if you put all your, I ain't gonna say all, let me rephrase. If you put any trust, rephrase that one. If you put any trust in this place, you know, this thing, you supposed to be looking at it on some, you know, double Dutch mode, trying to ready to be able to, cause especially now, this shit, man, do you see what the fuck going on? And then they not telegraphing. They putting it out there. Pretty soon, these people gonna be everywhere. And it's funny to showing you how scandalous they did it. They talking about, oh yeah, we got to redo the budget, but they got the money to take care of these. They ain't got the money to take care of the troops, but they got the money to take care of ICE and these alphabet agencies. You get what I'm saying? They got the FBI gonna get paid. ICE gonna get paid. National Guard probably gonna get paid, because, you know, they already know history repeats itself. If you ain't paying the military that you gonna think that's gonna pop up in all these different states, who you think gonna do? And like the elder brother said, he said eventually the actual you know the homegrown soldiers, the actual individuals that actually come from Babylon the Great, you know, American troops, they gonna eventually be like, I'm not doing that no more, because it's gonna, you know, when you go into Lil Boosie and showing you that was spiritual too. That little guy, what was his name? Can't think of his name. But Charleston White always talks about that's the reason why you always fucked with Boosie, because the little young dude pretty much was he was his hitman. He killed like 9 people, all based on Lil Boosie. And Lil Boosie gave him like 2 bands for every person he murdered, and he turned himself in because he like it was killing him. I think he was like only 15, and pretty much they both was on death row. But Boosie, from what allegedly, I mean, I ain't worried about Boosie. Fuck a Boosie. Boosie looking stupid now. But, you know, at the end of the day, we don't know what's true. I just said that. But allegedly they said Boosie was talking about he gonna touch his people. So he just took all the cake. They show it on Vlad. And showing you how wicked Boosie is. He was smiling when he told Vlad. He was like, yeah, my co-defendant had 9 bodies. And he's smiling the whole time. That's a demon, man. And then he want somebody to feel sad. You know, and I remember the brothers talking about that. He was like, the Lord gonna get Boosie. The Boosie gonna probably die in there. Ain't no problem, he gonna die in there. You know what I'm saying? The Lord got, that's why it's scary to play with the Lord, man. Like the scripture says, it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living power. So yeah, these people deserve to suffer. You know, yeah, they deserve to be, oh shit. I receive benefits. I got a family. I ain't gonna get, you know what I mean? And the way he just did it, they said November 1st, if you're not working or volunteering, you're not even gonna get that shit for your Section 8, none of that. I mean, I think they said if your child is up at a certain age. But they cutting, how did Full Spectrum Survival say? He said they cutting the fat. The root of evil is sealed up from you, weakness and the moth is hid from you, and corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. Sorrows are past, and the end is shewed the treasure of immortality. Verse 55, and therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. Because at the end of the day, it's in Second Ezra. It say, don't inquire about how the wicked going to be punished, but more so inquire about how the righteous going to get saved. Because this was always preordained. You know, and I don't even think I've read all of that. I mean, you know, I can't recall, you know what I mean? You know, I know I read all the scriptures though. Like I read the Bible from back to front. I just have a terrible memory. I'm talking about including Apocrypha. But that's why it's a difference to just reading and really studying, you know. And we not in that time to get a chance to study now. You know, you got, yeah, we all in a situation, they just might come through your door. You got to remember, men that believe they know who everybody is, you know, and if they don't know who you is, that's the Lord preserving you from being, you know what I mean? Real talk. I know they know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, too much little weird shit happening on top of the fact, you know, there's a reason for all this, you know what I mean? I just pray the Lord keep that spirit on me, because I ain't tapped out yet. You know, I be feeling weak sometimes and all that shit, but I ain't tapped out. I'm loving what I'm seeing, you know what I mean? And every time I say that, the Lord put a little more hell on me. That's okay, because it's all going to balance out at the end, you know what I mean? It's all, you know, just like Esau did all that bullshit, it's all going to balance out, because he going to get twice as much bullshit he did. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't going to be in wickedness. It's going to be in righteousness. That Esau don't like to do a lot of shit, but he proud. So how you going to sit up there? You going to be, they going to be dying out. They going to be dying in the field from working type shit. Because they frail. They ain't suffered nothing. But they about to. I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to God. Elohim like Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem. Double honors to the elders, to the apostles that I learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives. Freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Aqua that are listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribe to this truth. To you, I say Shalom. Brother Yahweh, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem. Yahweh meaning he is, he exists, or he to be, by Hashem, by his end, how his does, Hashem his name. Yahweh meaning he saves or he delivers. True names of the Most High God and his Son, who they ignorantly call God in Jesus Christ, but whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. And you know what's spiritual? Because again, I'm thinking about that beloved brother on the West that made that video, and he was like, you know, he went outside and he could feel, you know, when you could feel that summer, you know, you feeling that fall and winter about to happen. And I could feel that right now, showing you how much he's in the spirit. But I was speaking on that video it did. And it's just showing you how wicked our people is. Like, why would you laugh at this? That's just like when Jake was laughing at the Northern Kingdom, you know, Judah laughing at the Northern Kingdom, but yet still now Judah catching hell and now, oh, feel sorry for me. Like, that's like me feeling sorry for these women. I'm not going to feel so. I'll feel sorry for particular individuals, and I'm not even going. I heard the elder, he said that why I don't even stay by my people. I was like, damn, that's deep, because I don't stay by my people either. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm totally cut off from my people. So only help I have is the Lord. And I ain't saying that, you know, this is the truth. Like, again, it fucked my head up, the Lord, but you know, I can see that too. The Lord do what he do for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Right, wrong, whatever the case may be. The Lord is not going to corrupt this thing. At the end of the day, because it's the truth. You see when brothers is so happy, you know, and spirits is uplifted at what's going on while these people sad, going crazy. I'm happy, shit. I mean, I'm stressed out by some other shit, but, you know, this is beautiful. Because now you don't hear everybody just, I told you, when I came on the street, every motherfucker, every weekend, it was a party a day. Them motherfuckers ain't out there like that because they like, nigga, oh, yeah. Because a nigga recognize shit. A nigga see a truck in the hood that's like a utility truck. Why that truck just sitting here like that? You know what I'm saying? I grew up like that. So, hell no, I don't trust everything. And the Lord made me like that for a reason. That don't mean that, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I understand the Lord so much. I was like, damn, what if I'm the demon? And you don't want to think like that. You just want to try to do the best you can with what you got and hope that you're an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what you do, unless the Lord, when you look at what the Lord got going, I say, damn, these motherfuckers, woo, Lord, hey, and we, you know, it is so funny because they could come get people that was already threatening to steal right now. You didn't incriminate yourself. It's easy to incriminate yourself. That's why they tell you not to say nothing. Probably been had technology, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you do that, that's the will of the Lord too. Hey, you see how P. Diddy whooped on that woman, all kind of evidence, but that still didn't really sink him. He got sucked on the fact that, you know what I mean? Like, again, this place is so fucking stupid. Salaki, I'm stuck in the same moment. Let me go. The point of the lesson was I was thinking that I want to get some stuff off my chest, especially the things I just said about old girl and, you know, just that running man. But this is what this video title says. At least 25 states plan to cut off food aid benefits in November. I believe it's going to be all of them. Because even if a state do some shit like, okay, we're going to give them some benefits, we're going to cover it. The state budget. The state budget revolves around the federal budget. So this is just like to give you hope. And the scriptures, I heard a brother bring that video, that scripture out earlier. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. You relying, you trusting, you expecting, you expect Esau to deliver you. You know, yeah, that was a goddamn shot. I said got, G-O-T. That was I'm gonna say damn. That nigga damn. That was a damn shame for that grown ass man to be crying like a fucking female. And I'm gonna say it. You know, I mean, I might like complain and whine, but I might do a Job. That just was a straight bitch move. You know what I mean? Like, Jake talk about some, I done heard Jake say a lot of shit, and I try not to say shit because a bitch will respond to everything. I'm gonna say this much. I complain because this shit be hard. It's easy to say what you gonna do until you got the shit in your face. Niggas say, take the gun out the hand and I'm gonna whoop your ass with your own. Yeah, to the nigga. You know, I heard, what's his name? God damn. Show you I'm tired. He partners with De La Hoya. Damn, I can't think of this nigga name. But he was talking about how he learned how to box, and when he was boxing, what he was doing, and he was like pretty much, he was like, when you hitting the punching bag, you know, the punching bag ain't got arms, so you got to imagine it got arms. So that's how much he used in his mind. He said, you know, and so when you really fighting against somebody that got, you know, they can give you 60, 70, 75%, meaning they, you know, he think he an elite fighter, so he 100%. This person could fight above average, you know what I mean? They getting a passing grade, you know what I'm saying? That's why boxing is such a day, you know, that's probably why I always like boxing. I remember a brother got offended at me, you know what I mean? Because I was like, he thought I was supposed to root it just for Israel. And I'm like, no, I mean, I like the sport, so I'm looking for who gonna win, you know? You know, like, I mean, again, I hate Esau, but at the same time, like I heard a brother say, an elder brother say, he said, Esau might be a punk, but he ain't no fag or no. They said Esau might be a fag, but he ain't no punk. You know what I mean? Because a punk won't fight. Esau will fight. He might do some faggot ass shit. He a weirdo. So I just wanted to show that. About how they playing with your emotions. They pulling at your heartstrings. They want you to hope in them. When your hopes will be in Yahweh Bashim Al-Shad. I'm going to read this. This is the book of 2nd Ezra. Yeah, I've been just running my mouth. Hey, this is how I let off steam. This keep me from going crazy. This really shit. This really do. But I only do it when I've been drinking. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. How do you measure the time? We have the Holy Scriptures that pretty much, prophesy about the times to come and talks about, what the end day is going to be like. So pretty much we measure the time by what's written in the Scriptures with what's going on in the world. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I've told thee before, we're seeing the signs past. That's why the brothers are speaking so confidently. I said something. I said, we going on almost 4 weeks of the government shutdown. So pretty much, the longest government shutdown was under Trump the last time. But they didn't announce in the first month, oh yeah, we ain't giving out no stamps. Now, to show you how full of shit this place is, I've seen multiple articles that's been talking about this government shut, because a lot of people are speaking on it, I guess. But, again, and another thing you notice too, they got all these people acting like that because this is witchcraft. They doing a spell. They doing a ritual. Because it's a saying, I can't even think of the name of the fucking book right now. It's not the Storytellers. It's called it's something like a 2-word title. But the dude that wrote it, he was a Freemason. And he talks about visualization and, basically you write a passage. Like when you go into Game of Thrones, what Bran went through when he went into that cave, he came out a god. They got like when you go into movies and stories and shit like that. Like I just been always different, put it like that. Not bragging. What I'm saying is, I always came across information like that. Like that's something that's why you got a lot of movies that actually show that shit. Because Hollywood is witchcraft. So Bran went in that cave. Bran stopped being Bran when he went in that cave with the 3-eyed raven. Because then he became the 3-eyed raven. He wasn't supposed to do something. He was rebellious. Did it anyway. It's like Icarus flying too close to the sun. You know what I mean? I was listening to brother talk about mythology. Yeah, they stories, but then, stories is based on reality. We believe we're going to get spiritual power. I've always believed in mythology. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe that the angels came down and laid with human women, because the scriptures tell you that, you got the flesh of beasts, you got the flesh of, it's different flesh. Angels don't have sex. That's in the scriptures. So I understand that, no, Zeus couldn't have laid with, you know what I'm saying? But if you could believe in X-Men and you could believe in the scriptures was the first, you know what I'm saying? That was before the X-Men. That was before, a lot of stuff, Yeah. Your modern day comic books is based off of this. I've always believed in that stuff because, again, they doing it now. I always thought that you could augment human beings. If I told you really my life, you'd be like, this nigga retarded, crazy, and a genius. And I'm not even being funny. I'm just like, yeah, it was certain things I've always seen, like. And now I can't even remember my dreams. Showing you that it's one power. The Lord give us everything. And I'm terrified of the Lord. The Lord about to come fuck these people up. And I'm trying not to get none of the smoke. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be out the way. Brothers got so much going on. I got so much free time right now. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm about to really probably try to get back in these lessons. I can't even really go out there because it's so much shit going on. So I'm like, damn, I'm going to do this. But I'm going to figure it out. You know what I mean? Lord willingly. You don't want persecution to be the love. But then at the same time, you got to know when not to get persecuted. You know what I'm saying? They do the video where the nigga sit up there, cut with the BB gun. That was funny, but it wasn't funny. Because what happens if I'd have bashed your ass in the head with a brick? You threatening me. You just threatened me. I'm going to say this shit is not fair. They not playing fair. Like the elder said, they lying and shit. So how can you win in a system like this? These entertainers about to lose. I mean, showing you Jake ain't stupid. Jake figure out them contracts. Jake's so smart. These devils literally came up with a system that they gonna get over, and then Jake figure out the system from Michael Jackson to Ray Charles to a lot of, Corey Lanez. Corey Lanez is in jail because he figured out how to make money because they switching over the system. He was like, he was able to make $1 million in like a minute. And then he caught that case right after that. Verse 2. Then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. He's visiting the world right now. And I want the Lord to cut the internet, fuck the TV, fuck the internet. You know what I mean? Like, again, I hear a lot of shit. I've met real grown men in this truth. Even if they, like, what's the word? They overcompensate in one area and then lack in another. We all unbalanced. We ain't gonna be completely right until we get them new bodies. So, again, I did some judging, but Jake done did some judging on me. You don't even know me. Don't know shit about me. But you asked me for shit. You didn't get, you know what I mean? But, that doesn't mean the Lord don't like or love them. That's why the elders always say it's all about I remember the elders said it one time and laughed. I was like, damn, that's because you could be a complete piece of shit. You got to take the time to really think about this. You could be a homosexual, which I don't know who is one. I hear Jake sitting up here talking about no homo. So that means you don't really trust your brother for real. I mean, yeah, I probably would feel I think the elder felt some kind of way when he found out because you came into the truth and you still was doing the faggot shit. Showing you how the truth, just because you get the truth doesn't mean that you saved. That's scary. Yeah, I'd have been offended too. But at the same time, if you got individuals, you don't know what they did. You don't know, like, again, and yet still, if the Lord forgive them, that's what I said. I remember a brother did something, and, the upper echelon went through it, and then they told me, and I'm like, why are you telling me? I'm a peon, remember? It's like they was testing me to see if I'm going to run and tell everybody. Felt stupid a lot, didn't you? That shit funny, man. Like, it's not funny, though. It's, like, really sad, man, because we about to go through I watch it. I mean, again, like, I still root for brothers because, again, like the brother said, it ain't too many laborers. Everybody ain't coming into this thing, even when they seeing what's going on. You got niggas still trying to hold on to the world. Like, what the fuck is you holding on to this for? That movie, Leave the World Behind. And then, but you know what? When you watch the movie Leave the World Behind, at the end, that girl was just so content just to have a TV. Go watch it again. And that's most of the people. When they take this shit away from most people, I got children. But I've already explained to them, like, baby, whatever the fuck about to happen is about to happen. Yeah, like, again, if the Lord ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they not listening. I used to watch certain people, I used to take them to daycare. Everybody, put them in this, do that. All these women just trying to, and I'm like, these demons trying to get them to try to persuade them to have the spirit on them to be in world. Maybe I didn't fight it enough. I don't know. But I watched that shit. They say women hard-headed, but they say women are actually more loyal. And, they'll say when a man has children, he want a daughter because a daughter going to take care of their daddy. They love their daddy. That's not necessarily true. I guess it depends on how she feel about the daddy. But I'm going to say this much. The daddy got to compete with the nigga that's fucking her. And she going to always choose that nigga that's fucking her before. And that's just a fact. You know what I mean? Like, the people, you offended me. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's facts, right? Everybody got shit to say. But let's go ahead and say some shit. I got daughters. And I already see, yeah, they love me. But they love the world more. The Lord is visiting the earth he made, and he about to judge a lot of people. And if the Lord ain't got you covered, your ass is grass. Verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, which we're seeing, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So this was written before time. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. The scriptures say the world is going, what's that, 2 Timothy chapter 3 talks about in the last days, perilous times shall come. This same truck keep riding by me. I seen this truck like 4 times. These motherfuckers watching, man. Like, and the last time I said that, the video didn't even work out right. But the point is, I want somebody to know. I know these motherfuckers watching. But, I mean, what you gonna be able to do? I just, 6ix9ine say, nigga, I can't even, because he can't pay for that security. They about to feed him to the wolves. You get what I'm saying? We living in a day and age where they making snitching cool. And I talked to a brother about that. This man been in the streets, and he was like, well, he didn't really do nothing wrong. I guess his perspective, again, cutthroat. I get cutthroat, but I'm saying, no, like, whatever the fuck come with whatever y'all was doing, if the nigga snaked you, robbed you, took your bitch, was fucking your bitch, literally, you supposed to go handle that outside of them. You know what I mean? That's how that shit go. But I guess I'm weird, though, huh? I don't know what the fuck wrong with people. I know this. I just imagine like, they popularizing niggas that's telling. Atlanta got a bad look right now. You know what I'm saying? And my people stay in Georgia. When I was homeless, I was like, I'm not coming there. Just because there was so many demons fucking with me here. So I'm like, I know that, because my daddy went down there. He was like, yeah, this happened. He never even really told us. My sister don't even really know. But I know it was spiritual. You get what I'm saying? So, no, I was like, no, I ain't going down there. A nigga told me when I was homeless, we used to go to this shelter. And they used to make fun of the dude. I always tell this story because it's funny. They used to talk shit about him. He was homeless in like every state in America. So it was like sad, but funny as fuck. Because you know how niggas talk shit. They roast and they playing the dozens and shit like that. So he was like, he went through Atlanta though. He was like, a nigga pulled up on him, but man, listen, the nigga pulled up on him like he was really a woman. Aggressive. Like, hey, come on, girl. Get in the car. It's a man. Just based on that, you got to know it's the end. The fuck is you talking about? Verse 6, even so, the times also of the highest of plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and the endings and effects and signs. If you can't see what all going on, brothers keep everybody talking about it's too much going on. The Lord whooping everybody ass. Like, the elder fight though. The elder like, I'm a juggernaut. I love that about the elder though. Because why wouldn't you follow somebody like that? You know what I mean? That dude, I was saying something else, but that's why to show you how cold the Lord is. I didn't say it though. So I don't look at him like ignorant at all. The elder funny. But the elder like, yeah, I'm a juggernaut. So every time they hit me, I eat that shit. You know, the elder a boxer. My stepdad was a boxer. You know what I mean? Like, my grandfather was a boxer. You know what I mean? You know. Yeah. So it's like, but my daddy didn't want to make me a boxer because he wanted me to be subservient to him. He had to do a Will Smith on me. Verse 7, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. You only going to get saved by what you're doing. And the thing is this, I mean, a lot of men and women and everybody getting weak right now, especially with this food stamp shit. That's how you know they doing a Trojan horse type of military tactic. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like, I know how to make some rice and beans. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck, we used to eat some bullshit, some syrup sandwiches, and you know, like, motherfuckers know how to eat. Bread don't cost that much. Real bread costs some money, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they really trying to scare people out with this tactic, and a lot of niggas gonna fall for it. Elders done did videos on it, like Jake sitting up there getting threatened. But what if you don't do? They waiting for you to literally. I go to Walmart and the sheriff's there, and it ain't one, it's like 4 of them. So still, if you want to. I just did a video about that recently where chick was up there like, yeah, she was like, basically, a lot of people no, I did a video about, because my Eve, my female friend, she sent me a video and the chick was up there like, yeah, the Lord about to come judge a lot of people and a lot of people about to fail this test because, you know, you waiting on Esau, not the Lord. So the Lord about to come fuck them people up that want to think that they got it. Verse 8, shall be preserved by the said perils. The elect gonna be preserved from what's about to happen, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sacrificed them for me from the beginning. And that's the elect. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my way. Who looking stupid? Niggas. Niggas is making the most. That was the saddest video. That nigga up there like, I gotta probably do another one because I don't want it to end. That nigga was up there, please, you gonna take away our benefit. Like, you a grown ass man. Now, I ain't saying it's easy to get a job right now. You might have to rely on a hustle. I was just recently doing some clean out type shit. You know what I mean? And the craziest part is I had an opportunity to get another job, but it was like choosing the easier devil to deal with. At the end of the day, shit about to be bad. That's how you know they know what they doing. They done made the economy bad by cutting the food stamps. Is about to make the economy worse. And then there's already not a lot of jobs, but in order to receive benefits, you got to have a job. Yeah, this is the Lord. It says, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them from me for the beginning. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. The Lord gonna actually really fuck up those that really was the scoffers and the mourners, and like these people that cry, people that trust in Esau. Verse 10, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. The Lord is the one feeding these motherfuckers, but they begging to Esau eat them. So the Lord about to shit on your... Man, listen, the Lord is about to use, you know what I mean? Man, no, you know how terrible that is to watch your child suffering? My child gets sick and I hear her coughing in the night, and then the shit will wake me up and I'll be like, damn. Not like, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to build the immune system up. So I get them a lot of healthy shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, some tea, some cough drops, some little herb, you know, some herbs, you know, but I know it's like you can use garlic and honey. That's supposed to knock the shit out of anything. But, you know, it's so much shit going on, you know. But if the Lord wanted to happen, you know what I mean? You can't move with fear. And this devil got a lot of people moving in fear like, oh, shit, I ain't going to do nothing. And that's going to be your judgment. Because who you fear more? The scriptures say, fear not the one that could destroy just the body, but fear the one that could destroy both the body and the spirit in hell. And they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet placed of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. Verse 12, the point. Same must know it by death, by pain. So a lot of people about to be judged by dying because motherfuckers refuse to hearken unto the Heavenly Father. So these times we living in are prophesied because these are times of the Lord's judgment. He's visiting the earth. Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 5. I'm going to start at 4. I'm going to start at verse 3. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways. You know, you choosing to live in the world as opposed to following the truth. So when the Lord treats you like a heathen, you know, by the law, we was able to do the heathen dirty. You know, not just no abominable shit, but you wasn't supposed to treat a fellow Israelite the way you treat a heathen. You know, again, when you go into slaving meaning employee. You know, or employee means slave. So, like the elder always brings out, he brings out the fact that, you know, Israelite man might sell his daughters to another Israelite man. The Israelite man might employ one to be a maid in the house. He might give one to his son as his concubine, or, well, not his concubine, but as his wife, you know. And then he might give one, you know, he might keep one. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, but the point is, like, it wasn't off. He wasn't just, the way that they treated us in slavery is going to be judged based on Yahweh Shem Yahweh's anger. Now is the end come upon thee, and I would send my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. And my eye and mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity. The Lord is not, man has pity. My daughter did something earlier today, and she started crying. I didn't even touch her. I had to give her a hug so she could calm down. And maybe I'm too mean. I don't really whoop my children's ass, but I wanted them to fear me. But it's a such thing as too much fear. I'll be thinking it's game. But I think she's just really terrified of me. And that shit made me sad to a degree. Because I'm like, but then I'm like, again, I want them to understand it's really like a really difficult situation. You know what I'm saying? That's why you really need, that's just like a woman need a man around. I need a woman around. That's why I keep old girl around. But I've already seen Satan jump out of her so many times. And I don't have the tolerance for dealing with Satan. You know what I mean? Like, I deal with Satan when I'm with me and my children. I don't want to deal with Satan with her. We stand together. That's why the Lord didn't let us stay together. I planned on buying a house, right? I said, she going to stay upstairs. I was going to stay downstairs or whatever the case may be. And we both going to take care of the mortgage and it's going to be good. The Lord shut that shit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it wasn't meant. So it go back to what I was saying, just because you think it's supposed to be a certain kind of way. Yeah, this shit going to be ugly. You going to really appreciate, I knew the Lord and the Lord gave me the blessing of this. And if you think that you're supposed to get your fame on this side when this place suck, like what the fuck? Then you really don't understand the scriptures or you a fool. And my eye shall not spare thee. You gonna have men that's gonna be of the elect that's gonna lose everything they loved on this side. Yeah, this gonna be a really rainy, sad day. They probably fucking so many people up. I remember brothers talking about they took all them people and then they talking about reports of bodies like washing up on the. Let me ask you a question. If anybody knows the true history of this devil, is that like far-fetched? Do you believe that this devil has it in his spirit to take people away, to make it seem like he's taking them somewhere else and then throw them out of the plane? I can see him doing that. And that was all the will of the Lord. That's how the Lord judging. Fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And my eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thy abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 5, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, power and evil, and only evil behold is come. Evil is meaning a compound word, eve, time, ill, bad. If you don't see we at bad times when these people cry about foods, I don't really even give a fuck about the food stamps. You know what I'm saying? Again, I get a little ass, but now the thing is, I hope the Lord don't never open this shit back up. But the thing is this, the longer it go, they gonna use the funds they got. Although they got funds to build the White House though. But you gotta understand, that ain't even no bullshit, because you gotta think about it. When construction happens, he could have actually had that actually commissioned before they shut down the government. Trust me, these devils is smooth and they slick, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, they probably use funds from the budget right then. I was watching The Economist speak on that. He said, just because a government is shut down doesn't mean they're broke. It just means that they haven't agreed to a budget yet. That's why you got people still getting paid. The fuck is you talking about? Verse 6, but they're showing you how they really don't give a fuck about y'all, as well as me. Brother was speaking on that. He said, shit, you gonna be hated. You might be hated by Jake. We've been hated by Jake. Elder did a video about the rite of passage. I've been persecuted. I've been lied on. You know what I mean? To be able to accept that and take it easily, that's a hell of a spirit. That's my elder. And you got Jake probably feels better with it. I done seen it. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the, you know what I mean? Why would you like things is crazy, man, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm in my little, like, what's that shit called? Pandora box. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Verse 6, an end is come, the end is coming, and watching for thee, behold, it is come. And we seeing the end of them food stamps and all these fucking government benefits. I went and checked on it, they said, shit, free lunch at the school, the whole school feeding the children program is based off of federal government funds. Nah, you might have a couple states, like I said, I'm going to recant it. You might have a couple states that literally be like, well, we going to take care of this month. But when ain't nobody working, listen, states deprive the income that they able to spend based on people working. That's how you know ain't nobody working. Because everybody getting stingy. Listen, last time, maybe that's why. Last time, everybody was working during the last government shutdown. That was what, 2018 or 19 or 20 or whatever the case may be. Back then, people was able to, they was giving people $600 a week just to stay home. People buying, moving. They moving to other places. Because you got to remember, you get that first week, you like your first unemployment check is like a lump sum type of thing. No, I'm tripping. The first check is they hold the first check. But as the way that our state do it is they give you a set amount. And they say it's based on your income, but I've had different incomes at different jobs, and guess what? It's always been the same amount every time I file for it. This time I can't even get it. Showing you the Lord got some cold shit going on. I don't know what my lot is, but I don't plan, like the elder said, I don't plan, I don't know where they gonna go. We all talking about what we gonna do. Yeah, but I'm gonna just go ahead and, like, I can't see, I done been through a lot of shit. You nigga talking about crime, but like, yeah, well, what you been through? You know what I'm saying? Like, he just say you been through something because I watched Jake say, oh, I went through that, Jake, that ain't really shit though. Jake, you sit up there watching you manipulate shit. Like, Jake funny, man. Like, Jake, that's how you know we got to be the people. Because again, like, it's so ugly all the way to the end. That's why you got to get right with the Lord yourself, because again, I know it's all kind of stories that could be brought out, but Jake don't do that because that'll fuck up somebody's faith. My faith was built on it because I remember the scriptures talk about, like, I was like, damn, my shit got to be like that. I was like, and then what's funny, I keep on getting all these little videos talking about if they don't respect you or they don't appreciate you, stay alone. It's better to be, it's just weird, like just a lot of little weird shit. And they all look like, right. So it's like, but even the elder said that, like, I mean, like, there ain't got to be no conflict. And, at the end of the day, the Lord going to actually show who he's dealing with. It's always like that. It's always like that. The Lord got a way of making a way when it don't look like no. It don't look like it's a way right now. You got Jake about to get. Yeah, everybody just talking about it. Hey, you gonna have people going up to the food. They already said we'd give you this, but niggas so stupid. That's funny though. Nigga, you gonna give me this? Like, how you? And again, I gotta bring that video up again because I've seen that female. I almost called her a bitch. The reason why I spoke on it is because the elder really was in this. Because he must have had. I understand again, heartstrings. When you look at the book of Eli, that chick was up there. They used that woman as a snare. But Eli was so much in the spirit. She like, can I come with you? He's like, no. That was a goddamn demon. He like, bitch, no. But he let the other female come with him. Well, no. He didn't even get a chance to. He'd have let her come with him. Well, he did. Remember they was hiding the yeah, right. That was spiritual though. And I never thought about that till now. The one demonic broad, he like, you can't come. But remember, she was like, go with him. And he was a righteous man. Let's go into Isaiah 4:1 and Isaiah 3:1 and 4:1. Going into, it's about to happen. And no matter what's about to happen, I hope the Lord, all gas, no brake. Fuck this shit. Fuck this place. Salakia for all the vulgarity or being vulgar, all the profanity, because I know a lot of people will get defensive, but I'm offended when I see a homosexual sitting and look at me, or when they want to just walking like it's cool, or I'm offended by so many things in this world. And, so I think as grown people, we should be able to go ahead and be like, now, I wouldn't try to just be this vulgar in front of some children. But, My videos ain't made for children. I actually make sure I hit that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm expecting to be listening. I expect to have a older, grown individuals crowd, even though a lot of them be children too. A lot of people think that it's supposed to be your way all the time. They ain't used to losing. We all about to lose something. Get your mind right. Hey, it's a song by Pimp C. He said, "Get your mind right, nigga. You a simp." They had solo albums. Pimp C and Bud B. He said, "Get your mind right, nigga. You a simp." You know what I'm saying? Now, a pimp ain't a good thing, but point is, and before I knew that was in the scriptures, I heard an older individual break that down. Like a pimp would be a homosexual for a moment if it's gonna get him some money. I want to be that's why they always said be a Mac. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, all that shit wicked. You know what I'm talking about? I'm in a heavy. It's a lot of drinking. It wasn't even a lot. I drink this shit all the time. It's just right now it's a heavy spirit. It's just raining. It's been raining for like since last night, and it's going on 11 o'clock. The Lord, they say when the Lord cry. I mean, when it's raining like this, the Lord crying. The Lord ain't crying like that. I mean, maybe he is, but nah. Maybe our spirits cry. The Lord is long suffering. Maybe the spirit, like, man, listen, the Lord about to come fuck y'all up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't seen a day where it just rained all day in a long time. And if I suffer, you know what I mean, I would love to watch my enemy suffer. If it be the will of the Lord. I just rambled for like an hour. So lucky it's only been like 3 scriptures. But hope you got something out of this, because again, the Lord not playing. And a lot of brothers in the spirit, they ain't gonna let up. I don't see them letting up either. They never did that. Like, you ain't getting no food stamp thing. I think like somebody did a video about insolvent. I was talking about the country is insolvent like last year. Like, the fuck? Not bragging. What I'm saying is, yeah, that's why these banks closing and all that shit. They done getting juice. And then to show you how funny Trump is, he's spending more money. Trump ain't stupid, so he know what the fuck they doing, but he wasting all this money on the White House. Just to show you, yeah, that's the perfect devil. Yeah, this gotta be it. If you're also a Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of your power, whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. With that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Wadash, that will honors to the elders, to the apostles that I learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to the Akim. Across the 4 corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives, freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwata that listen and learning. Lord, willingly this is edified. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations. Subscribe to the truth. To you, I say Shalom. In the name of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. May you stay locked in this truth, because this is like the bad time to fall out. You know, again, I was thinking about that when I was like, damn, as soon as I leave the cap, that's what the Lord. I was like, what the fuck going on? Yeah, I am nobody. I'm not special, but it's crazy. Like, I was like, what the fuck I did? So I was like, man, this shit crazy. A lot that happened since I left the cap. And I'm not talking shit. I'm just like, wow. I would rather be with the brothers, but I know it's not meant for me to be with the brothers. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, all that tough shit go out the window when you know this shit gonna be bad. You know what I'm saying? You could be a good stand-in, but still a brother got to take 30 minutes to get to your house type shit. What you talking about? So I done rambled all night. At the end of the day, all day. So I said all night. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, may the Lord be with us, man. Like, and he is gonna really be with his elect. I wholeheartedly believe that. Just like all the other true believers, because it's written. It is what it is. Like, you might have to suffer a little bit, and we've been suffering the whole time. righteously, as well as when when we've been getting chastised when we went off. Sometimes I've seen individuals get through shit, get away with shit, and then when they get judged, trying to figure out, well, why that happened? Nigga, you just got away with some shit that nobody, you know what I mean? Like, Jake just spoiled, man. Like, I know I deserve what I'm getting, you know what I mean? And I used to hear brothers complain about shit. Then when I'm like, well, damn, you talk about that, but I'm going through this, and that. Then one day I was like, damn, Lord, you did everything. They talk about fighting. I was like, damn, you did everything. What did I do? Right, maybe we question some shit. And I was like, nah, maybe you just, for a moment like this, you know what I'm talking about? I don't think it's going to stop raining today. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's scary. And Salaki, I'm going to recap that too. The Lord is in everything. He in the rain. The Heavenly Father's in the rain. Everything is of the Lord. I heard a demon say that. It's a whole nigga on YouTube that literally talk about he God. He just and people be rebuking him. I ain't heard nobody say, yeah, how about you be outside? He always end up on my fucking feed some kind of way. Like, I'll be just scrolling through shit, then he'll be on my shit. And this nigga, he a fighter, you know what I mean? He boxing and shit, but that nigga a whole demon. He like off of Street Fighter. What's the one, the nigga with the red hair? The demon nigga. He him. He ain't Ken or Ryu. He the other one. That what Kama the what? No, his Kama was the what is that nigga? It started with a K. That nigga he looked just like him too. I mean, you probably gonna be like, he don't look like him. But if he put on that suit and dye his hair red, that nigga gonna look like him, man. Put his hair up in the air, you be like, man, what the fuck? Like how they got 50 Cent playing in the new Street Fighter. He playing Baruch. If that's his name, the boxer. Balrock. So I done ran my mouth too much. It's like an hour and something. Salakia for not coming out with enough scriptures. It's all through the spirit. Just, we gotta really try to stay locked in, because Satan about to do another try to pull on you, and the Lord about to do another sifting. That's what this whole ICE thing is, you know what I mean? Like, I think about that. I think Jake gonna get into certain these internment camps and go through some shit, and then the Lord gonna bring that, because he testing you. Tests ain't gonna end till we on the chariot. So with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to call Elohim Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem HaKodesh, double honors to the elders, to the apostles that learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives. Freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim, Akwatha to the listen and learning, Lord willingly is edified. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations. Subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time, Lord willingly, shalom, shalom. Kwame Yasharallah and Mawatha Abubal.